name is Max and you're listening to Matchbox. With me today is Alid.
You alright?
Also Chris.
Hello.
And finally Hobie's with us. How are you doing?
I'm good, cheers. How are you?
I'm all good. How's everyone been? It's been the Olympics week. You've been watching a lot of it?
Only the uninteresting sports that no one else has heard of.
Yeah.
Quickly, in my defence, Minecraft 1.3 came out. That's me sorted.
Yeah.
What, you're both Minecraft fans?
Not really. Oh, yeah. I get that. I thought you were just going to say I've been playing that. No. Yeah, I haven't been playing that, but I like Minecraft.
What is Minecraft? Because I'm completely oblivious.
Just Google it.
It's a sandbox game where you can basically build whatever you like. And you just imagine you're being dumped in middle of nowhere, right? You've just been dumped in the middle of Middle Earth, if you like. I know you're a Lord of the Rings fan. And you've literally just got to survive. And there's zombies and there's all this other stuff that are coming after you. And it's like the first night you've got to build a hole, and then you've just got to elaborate, and then you've got to find different minerals to build better tools. And it sounds pathetic, but it is. It's
but in no
endearing.
way more way than Gears or Halo or anything like that. Just a game.
Can I add, if we're talking about games real quick, has anyone seen the RuneScape advert on TV recently?
Yes.
It's nothing like what RuneScape is.
Yeah, but a lot of games do that.
Yeah.
Look at
not
Dead
to that
Island.
extent. Not to that extent.
If you know what RuneScape is,
It
and
was
it's an alright
horrible.
game, but
If you played Dead Island, having seen the trailer for that.
Good point.
Yeah, but that's the only two.
Have you got it?
Dead Island? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't.
Another bit of game news I heard. Star Wars: The Old Republic. They're cutting their losses, I guess, because no one plays it anymore, and they're making a free-to-play version. So you can still pay monthly if you want, but I don't understand why others would want. And yeah, they're making it free. And I don't really like BioWare that much anymore, but I'm glad it's free to play.
It's a good thing that BioWare's done that, though. Surely.
Like you said, it's only because people are leaving it, and that's because it's not as good as they initially made out it would be.
Why isn't it as good? I thought you two said it was brilliant.
I genuinely
I
do
liked
love
it.
it.
I enjoyed it. Probably because I like Star Wars so much, but a lot of people are probably only playing it because it's an online game and not because it's Star Wars. And they're the people that are leaving it.
I have a couple of gripes with certain things. Like, for some reason, and I think this goes in everything, but most of the people you can play that would be on the dark side or the Empire side, they've got a British accent. And it just implies Britain bad. Like, I started a new character ages ago, and he's the most British upper class guy you'd ever imagine hearing. And he's like, hello, he's trying to be like 007. It doesn't work. But they all like that, any female, any male, they all just sound like they're British. And then Americans are good guys. That's what I gather from
It's
it.
nothing new though, is it?
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was very noticeable. I don't know about you, Chris. I just thought it was very noticeable.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Customer service is atrocious on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had problems with them. And I think if it's not free to play, with the exception of World of Warcraft, I don't think I know of a game that's not gone free to play. So either make it free to play at the beginning like Guild Wars.
Have you played any other online games?
Yeah. I had a crack at Team Fortress. And stuff like that.
Role-playing games.
Role-playing games. Guild Wars. I was big on Guild Wars massively. I did try World of Warcraft, but I never really got into it.
Yeah.
And Star Wars. I feel like I'm missing something out. Like, there is one more that I've tried, but I can't really remember it. But I know I did have one that I was like, oh yeah, this is really good, and it wasn't.
RuneScape.
But you don't pay monthly for that. It's not. It's
No.
not. It's
You
not
can
like
pay
that. It's just a
monthly.
shitty web game.
In other news, they've announced that, there's big rumours that there's going to be a prequel to The Shining about the Mr. Grady character, because he kills his twin daughters and wife and stuff. Also, there's also been announced that the Prometheus sequel is coming.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I've heard about that.
Man.
Yeah.
It's fairly recent.
Because it grossed like a lot of money in the box office, so they thought do it again. But I suppose it's a good thing because it'll maybe explain more, answer more questions, but it will probably just give more questions.
It will leave more questions unanswered.
Yeah.
We all know it. I came away from Prometheus thinking way more questions than I had walking in.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do our own podcast on Prometheus because there's so many hot plot holes and so many bullshit things about it. But, you know, what do you think about it? I assume we'd all go see the sequel, but is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I wouldn't pay for it. I'd wait for it to come out on DVD or be on like Sky Movies or something. I don't think I'd go to see it at the cinema.
What, you didn't enjoy Prometheus that much?
I didn't understand why, because I heard from so many different sources that it was a prequel, that it wasn't a prequel, it was supposed to be completely
it's a
different.
sort of prequel.
Yeah, it wasn't a proper prequel.
I didn't really. I like how they said it. I don't like things that raise more questions than what I had at the beginning. When you fill a plot hole with more plot holes and stuff like that, I really just can't get my head around that stuff. And that's why I didn't really like Prometheus. Yeah, Mass Effect, the prequel. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it was all right. I mean, certain things were good about it, and then others I was just like, what?
I thought it was pretty good, but yeah, I mean, it was bullshit. I mean, like the engineers creating life and stuff like that by giving themselves into that waterfall was a bit of a scientific nonsense. But
Yeah.
I mean, Fassbender was good,
Fassbender was brilliant.
and maybe it would just be his head in the new one.
Or like Futurama.
Yeah.
Just carrying it in.
But what do we think of prequels, Chris?
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Is the prequel the new sequel?
No,
Why not?
because it's clearly not.
Would you say prequels are better or sequels are better? Generally speaking. Well, I guess prequels kind of a sequel.
Well, there's a
itself,
shitload
but
more sequels, so that's if we're going by fact, like how many have been made or how many. I think a sequel should be better.
I think the prequel they've got more constraints because it's got to kind of
exactly.
It's got to end up with the first film.
Yeah, but surely with sequels, I mean, like for example, Lord of the Rings, they're doing the prequel of The Hobbit. You couldn't really do a sequel to Lord of the Rings because it sort of ends with everything's good. I mean, unless they made a completely
You just
new
got to
bad guy and
introduce a new
everything.
bad thing, yeah.
But yeah,
What-
so I think
What sequels were better than the original one?
Sequel,
Sequel. And what prequel? We'll do that after.
Empire Strikes Back,
yeah. Straight away, everyone thinks
Terminator
that.
2.
Hmm?
See, I
Godfather
personally think
2.
Terminator 1 was better.
You thought Godfather 2 was better than
I thought
Godfather 1?
Godfather 2 was better than Godfather 1.
See, Godfather 2 is interesting because
Just.
just the
Just.
Vito Corleone storyline. The
It's-
Michael's tax problems don't interest me in the
Yeah,
slightest.
it's-
It's just
You know, if you sort of broke the films down, you could have a better discussion about it. But on the whole, same with Terminator 1, brilliant film, but Terminator 2, just.
I don't know.
Just.
I prefer
just
it
Arnold.
had that kid though. It had that
I know,
kid.
but despite that, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger was better. Special
Right.
effects were better.
He had some
That was
good moments
so
in the
cool
first
when
one.
you first saw that. T1000 blows your mind.
Yeah,
when you're a
okay,
little
fair
kid,
enough.
it's like that is so cool. That was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but I personally prefer Schwarzenegger as a bad guy because he can't act. So it suits that he's a bad guy.
No, it suits him
And-
as a robot because
Yeah,
he can't.
exactly.
act.
And then, but when in the second one, he's got all emotions and he starts.
Does he?
Yeah, he's like.
Well, he doesn't have
"Oh,"
emotions, but he just
you know.
starts to understand
But that's-
human emotion.
I thought you
Yeah,
would
but I
think
think
that's
that's sort
bullshit.
of good. It's a bit sort of bullshit in the sort of it's so like it's
Yeah.
about emotions and stuff, but it's
He learns to
it's
love.
understandable sort of thing. They do it in that typical sort of but it's just about a robot learning. That's the whole point. They remove his constraints about learning and he starts to learn. It's
And the
just
kids
like
in it.
that. Yeah, the
Kids
kid
in
is
it.
an annoying kid.
Would you say Dark Knight
Better.
was better
Definitely.
than Batman Begins?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to Dark Knight Rises.
As soon as Alice sees it.
So what
So-
about?
Yeah, what prequels?
Could you say Terminator Salvation is a prequel?
I'd
Yeah,
say, of
definitely.
course, it's a prequel.
Would you?
I don't know because
It's set after.
This is the thing with Terminator. Is it in the past, in the future? It's just,
But it's at the beginning of, or it's
I'd say it's
closer
a
to the
sequel.
beginning of the war, isn't it?
It's set after all the previous three.
True, but it's set before the storyline because the storyline they come
Yeah, but
back.
it's a different storyline. That's the point of Terminator.
Yeah, but the Terminator 1 and 2...
Every time the Terminator comes back, it changes the future.
Yeah, they haven't been
The future in Salvation is not the future that the T-100 comes back from in the first film.
Well, that's the whole point of Terminator. It's bullshit.
It's a sequel.
I wouldn't say it was a sequel.
I'd say it's a prequel. I'd say because none of the Terminators got sent back in that timeline yet, which implies that the stuff that happens in 1, 2 and 3
it's
is
set
yet to
after,
happen.
but it shows the setting up of 1, 2
Yeah.
and 3. So it's both sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
If we were, because I actually looked into this for once, and I had some questions about what prequels are good, what prequels are bad. I tried making a list of all the prequels I liked, and most of them are bollocks. I went and typed in best prequels on the internet,
I did
and
that.
everyone was
Yeah, they're all
bollocks.
like...
Right, Chris, would you say the Star Trek by J.J. Abrams is a prequel?
Yes.
Why?
Well, again, that's a bit of both as well, because there is a bit...
Well, I figured it's not a prequel, it's a
sequel.
completely different...
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. There isn't a word for that. It's like if you had to force it under the words sequel or prequel, I'd say it's more a prequel.
Okay.
But it's a different prequel because it's set in a whole different universe, so to speak. It's a different timeline. So it's not the setting up of the original series.
It's neither a prequel or a
It's
sequel.
exactly.
It's a
But I'm saying if
completely
you
new
had
film.
to label it as either one of them, probably a prequel.
Kind of like Alien vs Predator, completely different
Yeah.
film. It just has no
Yeah.
relevance to any of the other films. It just uses the same character and settings.
Okay. One that I actually am proud of that I thought of by myself is technically Back to the Future's a prequel. All of them are prequels, aren't they?
No, I wouldn't say they are.
Why not?
Sequels.
Yeah, but he actually goes back in time and sees himself.
Yes, but it's him later in his life that's doing it.
Right, yeah. Okay. I mean, like you said, it could
But
be
it's the same,
both.
the same as Terminator.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I still say Terminator Salvation is a sequel, not a prequel. Even though it involves time travel, it's set after. That's what in my mind, that's how I see it. And Back to the Future is the same.
But I thought it was set before.
No.
Back to the Future.
That's
is-
like
is
saying
the main
you know-
the main character is chronological. So 1, 2, 3, he's getting older, but all the stuff he
He just
does
goes back in
happens
time.
before.
That's
one
like
or
saying
happens
a
before
Doctor
three.
Who where he goes back in time is a prequel to one where he's in the future. It's not.
So it follows that person's
Just because it
age.
involves time
Yeah,
travel.
it follows that person's age.
Notice the ones we're all iffy about are the ones involving time travel. That's just because he goes back to before the first film was set. But it's the point of it's the character. It's not before. It's still after the first one happened for them. So it's a sequel, not a prequel.
Has anyone seen Paranormal Activity 3?
Haven't seen any.
I haven't seen any of them, and I never will.
No.
Okay,
We
well
looked at
that's
the same
supposed to be good. Yeah, we probably did.
I assume you just
Um,
googled top and then clicked on the first link.
I clicked on more than one. I mean, Star Wars was always in there. Godfather 2 was always in there. Star Trek was always in there. But here are the three that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that as a prequel. That I liked that. The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Sorry, that comes under the you liked it.
I wouldn't say it's better than The Mummy, but to watch it as a film, I liked it. You know, I'm not saying, you know, I know I said Spider-Man was the 6 or 7, and there's no way Scorpion King is as good as that. It's probably like a 2 or 3. But it's like Starship Troopers. I could just watch it. If it's on,
Guilty
I could just
pleasure.
watch it. You what?
A guilty pleasure.
Yeah, a guilty
Right.
pleasure.
That is
I just think it's shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. I found that on someone's list. But I was like, it is a prequel, and
That was on.
from my childhood, I remember liking it.
That was on the other night.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the third.
Oh no, I've miscounted. Sorry. There's that Scorpion King and Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. Brilliant.
Thing about prequels is, for the actual original film, to get their storyline, they have to sort of ignore what happened before. There's just, oh, this happened, that happened. So when they go to prequels, they need to spend a lot of time figuring out what actually happened.
Yeah, that's what I said. They could stay within the
Yeah.
constraints of the original.
Because-
world.
Like you said, that sequels ignore what happened.
Well, no, when the original film, the first film that comes out, usually is set upon some bollocks that's already happened, and they say, oh, this happened and that happened, because they don't have to go into detail about it. And when the prequels come out, they have to go into detail. They've already shot themselves in the foot because it's a bollocks.
Yeah, but you said about the
storyline.
Clone Wars, that was only a line said by Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
It
it
just
was
said
only
the Clone
mentions.
Wars. That was it. It's
Yeah.
not like they backed themselves into a corner and gone, oh, we've got to really make the Clone Wars. That's it. He had a name. It was like,
I served with him in the Clone Wars or something.
That's
like
still
that.
pretty much a clean slate for doing the Clone Wars, and he still pissed it up.
Yeah, but we could actually do another whole podcast on the Star
We
Wars
could, yes.
prequels.
Which is the best one?
What,
the last
Star
one.
Wars?
Revenge
The
of the Sith.
prequels.
It's got to be.
I only saw that one once. Everyone says it's the best one, so I'll just go with it.
Well, it's the lesser of three evils. That's the point. It's still a bad.
No, I thought
prequel.
the Revenge of the Sith wasn't bad as a film.
I'd give it about 6.
What did you like about it?
Well, I like the fact that it all came into one, moment. Everything was happening.
Yeah.
He became Darth Vader. A lot of Jedi were killed. Darth Sidious.
And the younglings. They didn't even
He was
have a
revealed.
chance.
Oh, that
Even
was
though it was
annoying.
ridiculously obvious in the Phantom Menace that Palpatine's Sidious, but he still got revealed. A lot of people died. I just thought it was good. Music was good. The battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin was good. The Yoda and Sidious one could have been better.
Could have been immense.
Yeah, it should have been immense.
Jar Jar Binks wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And if he was, he was barely in it.
Yeah. No, it's worse. Than,
Wait,
what
wasn't
do you
he
do
the
that?
one that gave the emergency, or is that in number 2?
In number 2.
Mm.
Number 2, where he's like a senator or something. I don't know.
However that worked.
You only see him at Padme's funeral. In number 3. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be one of the worst bit scenes in all of Star Wars. Her death.
Oh, the funeral.
She's losing
Lost
the
the
will
will
to
to
live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never
Well,
mind
it's
that
in
your
Robot
doctor's
Chicken, isn't it?
Yeah.
He goes, what are you?
What is
Poetry or
this, the
something?
Middle East? Robot Chicken Star
I mean,
Wars
that's-
is brilliant.
How can you write that and think that's a good line?
Yeah.
Because he's aimed at kids.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter.
No. That's patronising to children. She's lost the will to live. Can't, no.
Can that happen in real life? I mean, if you've already been injured
No.
and you're on a life machine, I'm sure you can just pass away.
Well, you could argue
But
it's
she,
like...
did she even get injured? This is how much I haven't even really seen.
He
the
choked
thing.
her, but...
Like
that
forced
doesn't make
choke
you-
or just
Yeah, he
picked her up
force
and threw her?
choked her until
Right.
she just sort of passed out. But that doesn't make you
Oh,
lose the will to...
God.
It's just because she's upset that he's turned to the dark side. She loved him.
Well then, stay alive and try and turn him back to the light side. Well, there's no point in arguing about
Luke
Star
did
Wars. Yeah, he wasn't.
And he wasn't even fit.
I also wanted to say, what about like game prequels? Have you? Because the only thing I could think of was Sands of Time, but again, that's Prince of Persia, even. But again, that's time travel, so I'd always be a bit confused on whether or not it's a prequel.
Would Vice City then be a prequel to GTA 3?
And San Andreas.
San
Well-
Andreas to GTA 4?
I would have thought things like, because isn't there a Vice City stories or stuff like that? They're
Yeah.
always before the main
That
one,
was
so
before
that's
the main one,
prequel.
yeah.
No, Vice...
Yeah, Vice City Stories was set before Vice City. Because you play...
Oh, set before
Yeah.
Vice City. Okay, yeah, 1984, yeah. But I would say that there was Vice City on the original GTA.
Alright.
Oh,
There
yeah,
was Vice
yeah.
City
They
and San
all, well,
Andreas
they had all
originally.
of them, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Prequels in games work a lot more better because, like, there's loads of prequels in Halo, Halo Reach, ODST, but that's because
Gears, the next one.
Gears, yeah, new Gears. But that's because the world is so big they can just put it in another part of that world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did with Halo Reach.
Well, exactly. You say Halo, it wasn't Master Chief's story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a Terminator game. That was a prequel to the
Oh.
films. Really good game, actually, for what it was. And you played as Kyle Reese in the future before he got sent back to save John Connor's mum. And that was a really good game. I really enjoyed that. It didn't really make a lot of sense because they had... Like, in terms of lore, it made perfect sense because the first mission, you're protecting John Connor as an adult, getting him out of a base that's just been attacked by T-100s and all of that. But there was two enemies. You had the Terminators, and then you had sort of like humans trying to be Terminators or some bollocks. They added their own spin, which, as we've discussed before, is bullshit. You should do it. But it was a really good game in terms of, like, it set up for... Like, the last mission was you going to, I think, NORAD.
The time machine.
Yeah, the last mission was you fighting to the time machine, and John Connor just goes, "This is the reason you've been close, getting that time machine." Obviously, he says it better than that, but that was a good game prequel to a film.
Yesterday I watched The Hobbit 1977 cartoon.
Nice.
It's on YouTube.
How long is that?
Well, there were 6 episodes of 15 minutes. You can work it out, an hour and a half. It wasn't bad. I sat there and by the end I was like, yeah, this is pretty watchable. I've read the book, so I know what happens. But so even then, it was like, yeah, it's decent. It wasn't god awful like I expected it to be.
Have you seen the Lord of the Rings cartoon?
No.
It's for some reason it's always shown on Sci-Fi channel, and it's really like sort of creepy and just.
What do you mean?
Just like I can't remember when it was made, but it's just sort of the animation's creepy and the voices are creepy.
When you say creepy, is it just because it's not what you expect growing up with, like?
Yeah, it's sort of like, oh, I'm glad that the films are out because I wouldn't want that to be my only source of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but then the 1977 Hobbit, the cartoon film, would that be a prequel? Because they're just depicting a story from a book. There's no Lord of the Rings films out, so it's not really a prequel, I guess. There's also the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly as well. Quickly,
Yeah.
That's a prequel to whatever
Sort of,
the other
yeah.
two films. Also watched X-Men First Class as well. Fassbender's
What
brilliant.
did you think?
I liked it.
You have
But
seen
I-
the others, yeah?
I've seen one, and I think I've seen two as well. Apart from that,
17-3.
I've seen
Don't,
Wolverine.
because if I remember
Origins.
correctly,
Well, no,
that's the
it's
most
a
bollocks
sort of
one.
like. Yeah, it's the most bollocks of them, yeah. But if you're into X-Men, it's still worth a look.
I don't know much about the past story. So
Yeah.
for me, it worked, but I looked online.
See, that's
and there's
that.
loads
Yeah,
of plot
that's.
holes.
The point. Oh
with
god,
all the
yeah.
other
Well,
things.
standalone, it's fine because they're sort of gonna.
Yeah, that's
do
why
that.
I liked it, because I don't
But
know anything about
when
it.
you compare it to 1, 2, and 3, and it is meant to be a prequel, it just sort of
Shits all
it
over it.
shits
That's
all
what
over it. It really does because it just makes you go, well, hang on, that wasn't the case in the previous one. There's so many where it's like, that's not what happened, or that's not what they said, and things like that. You just go, well, they're changing it. It's just wrong. Not just 1, 2, and 3. There's it also Origins as well. Wolverine Origins.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that's all right if you're into X-Men.
Aren't they supposed to be doing a sequel to that?
Filming it now, yeah.
What's it going to be? X-Men Second Class? What?
Oh, but they're doing both. They're doing a Wolverine sequel. That's filming now.
Yeah.
Hang on,
That's
I
the storyline where he goes to Japan. That's quite a famous storyline. But it was recently announced a few days ago. The title of the next X-Men First Class, I don't know whether you'll care, Days of Future Past. It's a pretty famous storyline about the future being really shit and then coming back in time to sort of change it, sort of thing. Well, one X-Men in particular. But they're going to obviously have to mix it a bit, sort of change it up.
Why X-Men Origins? I presumed they were going to go back and do the origins for all of them.
Well, they were going to do Magneto. Wolverine and Magneto were the ones that kept getting mentioned. They've done Wolverine, but
Yeah,
they
but they're
probably
doing
are
a
gonna do
second
Magneto.
Wolverine. What's the point? Why don't they just go back and do another one?
And you
Because
can't
no
really
one
do
cares.
Magneto
People
with
care
First
about
Class.
Wolverine more than Cyclops or Jean Grey. It's Wolverine. It's Hugh Jackman. People want to see him more than the others.
But
But
Yeah.
they're not probably going to do a Magneto one now that they're doing First Class because Wolverine's technically he was in it, but he's not in it.
well, First Class he was just in it. He told to
Yeah.
fuck off.
I'll be honest, I did try to watch First Class, but I got up to the bit where you first meet Nicholas Hoult
Yeah.
and then Jennifer Lawrence was there, and I couldn't watch it because I know that they're going out, and it kills me inside.
Jealous.
Yeah,
Who's Nicole?
you know,
Skins, About a Boy, Beast,
yeah, that's
There you
why
go.
He's going out with
Jennifer Lawrence.
Mystique,
Yeah,
Hunger Games.
and it kills me inside.
I think it kills a lot of people inside, but
Jesus. How the fuck did he pull that?
The big film release this week was Ted. It's Seth Macfarlane's new film. I went to see it, and so did you, Hobie, didn't you?
Yeah, not together though.
No, I didn't go by myself, by the way. I didn't go.
Oh, yeah, who'd you go with?
Our producer.
Brilliant.
He loved it.
Yeah. So, what were your views on it?
Well, I was visiting a friend, and like a lot of things that happened to me recently when I go to the cinema, the choice was Magic Mike or blank. And I'm not seeing Magic Mike. I'm not seeing it. I don't care how many times that's the choice. I'm not seeing Magic Mike. I'll pick
surely
anything.
Rob wanted to go and see
Yeah,
it.
that's why they were the choices, Chris. It was my friend who happens to be gay wanted to see Magic Mike, and I was just going, what else is on? So I went to see Ted. And to be fair, I was like, give it a go. Creator of Family Guy. I'm sure it will have some laughs. And yeah, that's why I went to see it.
Good, bad?
I'll probably underrate this, but fucking hated it. I hated it. It made me laugh a couple of times. but most of it was just, I don't know, it wasn't a film for me.
But it had Mila Kunis in it.
Yeah, but I've gone off Mila Kunis a lot in the last couple of months for different reasons. But
Because?
She likes Justin Timberlake and connect alongside him. She didn't actually get her ass out.
She was good thing.
She's gone down because she didn't get her ass out.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's a dumb thing to say.
Do you think,
but
you know, is it like, she lied to you?
Yeah.
Sort of thing? Like, you believed that was her ass.
No.
You found out it wasn't her ass.
No.
When it clearly, obviously, wasn't, because you don't see her
No,
face. I've told you that
yeah,
before.
I know the golden rule is if you don't see her face with the body part, it's probably not their body part. But
From Chris Cole.
Producer agrees. He knows what he's talking about too.
But I don't know. I feel it is a cheat. Not because they lied to me, but I do feel it's a cheat. And obviously, if you never get anything out, fair enough. But then don't go into films where they expect you to get stuff out.
Kind of philosophies like that.
Well, I'll give my review of Ted. It's possibly one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Wow.
Not bad.
It was. I don't know what parts you laughed at, Hobie.
Okay.
Tell me.
Well, no, I want to hear more about why did you think it was so bad?
Alright, that first bit, Patrick Stewart started the narrating.
What was
He
wrong with
wasn't
that?
in it, was he?
No, he just
He
narrated.
said, nothing is more powerful than a child's wish. And then there's a pause, and he goes, apart from an Apache helicopter. That's got rockets and guns and everything. And then that's at the beginning, so I thought, right, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
This is the, that's the
Sets it
marker.
up. Yeah.
And the rest of it was shit. The bear is awful. There's no gags
Played
from
by
it.
Seth Macfarlane.
Yeah, there's no gags from it.
Voiced by Seth.
Yeah.
He didn't do an Andy Serkis.
Yeah, the bear had
You
no.
know who Andy Serkis is?
Got him.
Yeah,
Well done.
the bear had no likability, which made him unfunny. Mark Wahlberg was a whiny little bitch. Mark Wahlberg was playing like a stoner, like 35-year-old stoner who can't, he's in a dead end job and all that. But look at it's Mark Wahlberg, yeah. Look at his muscles and look how good looking he is. He shouldn't have been cast as that role, and he's going out with Mila Kunis.
So he's a loser
Yeah.
who's really good looking,
And he's going out
shitty
with,
job,
yeah.
but he's going out with Mila Kunis.
Yeah, but you don't know how they met, Alan. It's all explained in the film. Give it a chance, no.
Their brother and sister.
You felt sorry for him?
No, he smacked her over the head,
On the dance
and they
floor.
fell in love.
Oh, of course.
I'm going to get slated on this for
Thanks,
this
man.
review. I know this, but I will stand by it. It is one of the worst films I've ever seen. At no point did I laugh. At no point did I start enjoying myself. It was poorly written, unfunny, awful. And I love Family Guy. Yeah, I'm not a Family Guy hater. I love Family Guy. American Dad, whatever. I don't watch that. I don't find it funny. But this is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
And you paid to go and see it.
I paid to
How
go
do you
see
feel?
it. Yeah. I assume you don't feel as bad as me.
Well, I wouldn't say one of the worst films I've ever seen, but I've seen a lot of shit films.
And do you like them?
Not necessarily, sometimes. But
I've seen a lot of awful films as well,
right,
and it's up there for me.
I mean, I didn't mind the Patrick Stewart. I thought this film was very much. It seemed like he was pulling in a lot of favours to get it done because obviously Mila Kunis, who voices Meg, Patrick Stewart, who seems to be in love with him or something.
The best bit was when another character, the voice of Joe from Family Guy, was in it, and he's like a sort of a straight guy that's finding out that he's homosexual, and he at a party he is holding hands with this guy, and it's Ryan Reynolds. That's the best bit about it because I thought, it's Ryan Reynolds. That was it.
And you fancy Ryan Reynolds now? Or what?
I like the episode on Family Guy where he. Have you seen the episode with Ryan Reynolds in it?
Yeah.
Family Guy, yeah. That's
And he
I thought
fancies
one of the
Peter.
good episodes. Yeah, and he starts taking his top off for no reason, stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you what bits I laughed at.
Well, do you want to set the premise? Well, you said I was
Okay, right.
Basically, Mark Wahlberg's a little kid.
Loner.
Yeah, he's a loner. He's got no friends. He gets a Christmas present of a teddy bear, and he wishes that it would be real, and it comes real. 20 years later, it's here and now. They're best friends. They're living together. The bear's a stoner. He's a stoner, but the bear's getting in the way of Mark Wahlberg's love with Mila Kunis and his life. He's not moving on. You know, he's too immature because he hangs out with his teddy bear. It follows a typical rom-com structure of he figures out where he's gone wrong. He tries to redeem himself in front of his girlfriend, and then there's a chase at the end where he's like, "Come back and save me." It's bollocks. It's bollocks.
Spoiler alert. So the things I liked or laughed or didn't mind. Yeah, I didn't mind that Patrick Stewart was in it. I mean, I know he was spouting shit, but that's what was written for him, I guess.
Yeah. You didn't laugh at it though, did you?
Oh god, no. I was just like, oh my god, Patrick Stewart's in it, and then I thought about it.
For a comedy, not laughing, it's quite a big deal.
Yeah, but I did laugh at certain things. I liked, because obviously it's supposed to be that the teddy bear's getting older with the kid. So he's still the same teddy bear, but obviously he's not stoned when he's supposed to be like a 3-year-old teddy bear. He's a 20-year-old teddy bear. Yeah, his voice
does the teddy bear grow in size?
No, okay. Stays the same size. This isn't why I laughed at anything, but I actually really liked the animation of the bear itself. I know that's a sort of like I'm clutching at straws, but whoever animated the bear did a really good job with that, I think. I know, it sounds like I'm clutching at straws. But they did a sort of like montage of them growing up, and like you see the bear getting arrested, and he like sticks up his middle finger because they find pot on him and stuff like that. But I laughed at a couple of photos they showed of Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis are going horse riding on a date or whatever, and the bear's there, but he's riding a dog. And stuff like that. I thought that was little things. I was like, oh, yeah. But the thing, I can't really think of what made me laugh, but one of the things that made me laugh a lot, not like laugh out loud, but I thought it was one of the funny moments. I can't say it, but massive spoiler alert if you do really want to go watch Ted. But there's a point where Ted dies, and he gets cut up, like stuffing everywhere. It's really gory if you can call it that, you know what I mean. But if that was a real person, his entrails would be on the floor.
And the bear gets ripped apart.
Yeah, the bear gets ripped apart.
And there's like fluff everywhere. Really gory.
Is it even a PG?
So the bear, and then like, they try and sew him back together, blah, 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 blah. And he comes back to life. But he comes back to life mentally handicapped. And I know that sounds like an awful thing to laugh at. But it's because and again, it's down to the animation of the bear. So
it's like he had a stroke.
It looks like he had the stroke. So his mouth's a bit fallen, and his left ear's like come to the side. And I wasn't laughing at this point, and then Seth Macfarlane starts speaking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back to life." What was the main character's name? Jimmy or something. John.
Jimmy, yeah.
John. And he's like, "Oh, come back to life, Johnny."
Which was it?
It was
Jimmy
Johnny.
or
It was Johnny. It was
I
John.
don't
It was
know.
John. And he's like, "Oh, I've come back to life, Johnny." And he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, you put some of the stuffing back in the wrong place, but it's fine. We could be friends forever now." And like you just see this look on Mark Wahlberg's face of, "Oh God, what's happened to him?" And then he just goes, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm all right." And I thought that was funny. Just the presentation of the bear and the fact that Seth MacFarlane can put off a good mentally handicapped impression.
It's like
It does sound like a recycling of a
Yeah.
lot of Family Guy.
Yeah. But I mean that's all that film is. It's him trying to make a film.
Right, yeah.
Not really
Why didn't you just do a
succeeding.
Family Guy?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Why did they just do a Family Guy movie? But I know probably the reason why I don't like it that much or hate it is because I went on the internet late after,
Do people like it?
and everyone I've seen loves it. They're going, "This is the best comedy of the year. This is the best comedy of the decade."
Something tells me you probably need to be high or something.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that for my final thought. If you're not high, don't bother seeing the
Yeah,
film.
it sounds like a film like that. You need to be off your head.
I wouldn't recommend it. Well, what are your views? Comment on YouTube. Do whatever you want. Our email is matchbox@live.com. Spell MACH.
BOX.
This is our 4th episode, and we wanted to do something a bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to pose a few questions to each other and see what they answer. First question is, what is your favourite word? I'm coming to Alid.
Word that I like, and it wasn't moist. It was something. No, it was like no. The word was fungus. I like the word fungus. It sounds like what it is. It sounds like something you don't want to touch.
Yeah. It's a good insult as well. Like you could say to someone, "Oh, your hair looks like fungus." What's your favourite word, Chris?
TARDIS.
Come on, say it again.
Why? Is that not loud enough?
Well,
No,
is
I'm
that your
sticking with
word?
that. I'll go with that, yeah. Because of what it conjures up in my mind. It pleases me when I hear it. I enjoy it. It makes me think of something.
And it immediately tells them what Chris is like.
It's a good answer.
Hobie?
I can't pronounce it.
Give it a go.
Dog?
Irrevocably.
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 What?
Irrevocably.
Irrevocably. Irrevocably.
I'd say that.
What does it mean? Define
Sort
it.
of irreversible.
Yeah.
Irrevocably.
Why is that your favourite word?
Well, Patrick Stewart says it,
Right.
and he's having a speech about the freedoms of individual peoples, and he says something like, "When you break the chain of blah blah blah, you're irrevocably," and I was just like, yeah.
I thought
like
it
that.
irrevocably.
Well, that's
Well, he
how
says
that's
irrevocably.
yeah, it's
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
he-
word,
yeah, but he's an
but
actor, though.
that's how I pronounce it. But that is the word sort of thing because it's you can't revoke it. You know,
But
It's
then
not
I also
revocable.
like
Yeah, we say
articulate
revocable.
because it reminds me of valid, and stout.
Because
Stout.
it reminds you of valid?
I don't know. I think Alid was the first person that I properly heard articulate from, and not in how he speaks, but the word.
the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he used it in general speech one time, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, well, actually, that does describe Alid.
And that's stuck with you.
So I used that to explain myself. I am
No,
articulate.
you were just saying I
You
was
just
very
use the word
articulate,
in
and I was
some-
like,
yeah, I
oh.
imagine.
And I was like,
And
Alid's sort of
Clearly
articulate.
left an impression on him.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's your least favourite word?
Shaving. I don't like it. It just seems unnatural to have something so sharp, that so close to your throat. It just, I don't know. It just seems wrong. Don't you think that blade? You know, one slip up. Yeah, you are truly
So
dead.
that you hate the process or the word shaving?
I don't know. It's like fungus shaving. It's such a. I don't know. It sounds quite vicious.
What about shaven?
Shaven. No, shaven. that's different. Shaving. I think it's the ving. It sounds like a B or something. It's horrible.
Rejected.
Why? It's because you're used to it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Rejected?
Yeah. It's my worst feeling as well as word.
Oh, cute, because it's annoying when you get
Cute.
called it,
Yeah, that is pretty annoying.
That's good.
and that's all I've ever been called.
At least it's better than fugly.
Yeah, but that's honest. Cute is a way of saying you're fugly, but I don't want to say that to your face. I don't want to hurt your feelings, which in kind of way is worse because
You know
not just
what
because
it
it's
is.
honest. It's as if they called you fugly. It's as if you are fugly, but you can take it. Like you're not going to be. But I'm so weak, I won't be able to handle being called fugly.
Sorry, are we just accepting that fugly's a word now?
Well, it's a
I thought it was
portmanteau
a
of
short
fucking
of fuck ugly, yeah.
it's a portmanteau.
Oh, I thought you said fat and ugly sort of.
No, it's fucking
Oh.
ugly. You're
I was
fugly.
gonna say, cute isn't that bad.
Yeah,
Say
it's-
someone's. Yeah, but I mean, like.
To describe you, if I was like,
Yeah,
oh, you're well
but
cute.
not
Yeah,
if
but
under,
freaked out.
under
Because
correct
I'm small.
circumstances. If a fit girl is saying it to you and she's got a look in her eye, particular look, then it's one of the worst things they can say to you.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me like that.
Because the girls don't want a cute guy.
You're pretty
I
cute.
want a man.
No, I just did that as if I was coming on to you. That's a good way of being called cute.
I guess.
I was going, oh, you're cute.
This
It's
leads
patronising. It's like a dog. It's like, oh. But you're looking down on it. That's the point. You're recognising it's lesser than you. You're
Yeah,
going, oh, it's
okay,
cute
true.
because it can't get up the stairs or something. It's
Because
pathetic.
if it's hot, it's good. It's
Yeah, you're like, oh, fucking hell.
fit. Most
Fit
guys
is
use
good.
fit. Yeah.
If it's applied to a guy, I don't know what the female equivalent. Yeah, they say fit.
Oh, this leads us on. What turns you on? I'm going to come straight to you, Hobie.
Immediately, I just went pussy.
Jesus Christ.
So
Alright,
bestiality, yeah, that's
that-
your thing.
Yeah. That's Hobie's answer. Alan,
Intelligence.
intelligence.
I was gonna say
I know that's not a funny answer, but I can't give anything.
No,
else.
yeah, I know what you mean. I was gonna
It
say
has
that.
to be intelligent.
So what about you?
Well, no, yeah, he's stolen my thing. Well, it's a bit of both, really. But if I had to think intelligently, it would be intelligence. I wouldn't just go straight for a pussy. So,
Well, yeah, if we all had time to think about it, I just gave my first honest thought.
Alright,
and now
so
you've had time.
I'd think of
Pussy.
something else.
Arse, tits.
Yeah, we should all just let pussy, tits, ass. Son,
I'd have tits.
take ass by default.
I like legs most.
I like it all.
Yeah.
I've said this before, I can't pick a favourite, it's just... If I had to land somewhere, it would probably be tits. But that's not to say the rest do not get a shitload of appreciation.
What about like elbow or something really benign?
Elbows
I'm sure
can be
it's
sexy.
registered at some point, but...
Bullskin, how can
I was
bullskin on
joking,
your elbow
it's
be...
bullshit.
Well, I'm sure some women like it. What?
what's the most sort of random sort of body part? Because my ones are the ears, and when they have their hair back, the back of their neck.
Is getting too sort of gay. What do you mean?
We're talking about what
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
I
the
know,
woman
but
you
how
want.
random is random? I mean, I can...
Well, that's random.
I can't think of anything
Ears,
less
back
gay.
of the neck.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think the gayest I could probably get, but I don't
Why are we
think it's
thinking
random.
gay?
It's probably
Stop
kind of
using the word
cliched. Is probably the eyes or something like that.
We'll say
Yeah, but
that.
everyone would say that.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's as random as I can go. I don't see it.
What I like, right, in the girl is when they you see the hourglass shape, right? The
Yeah.
two dents at the top and the bottom of the back.
Yeah.
Two dents.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
That's nice. So what are yours?
I can't...
Eyes.
If I had to think, that's about...
Totally random.
Well, if you
But
don't,
I don't
have
have
one,
anything
then
like
you don't have one.
hands or feet or nose or anything like that. I mean, that's not like I don't... It's disgusting or anything like that. It's just...
Yeah.
It doesn't jump out at me as like, wow, it's nothing...
So
Maybe
what
your
about
neck then or something like that.
Well,
So
that
what about you,
seems a
Hope?
bit sort of obvious as well, you know?
What's that? Calf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like calf.
You like calves?
Does that, you know, does that not come
Again,
under
with the
legs?
bestiality.
Yeah.
I bring that all under legs.
Yeah, but I particularly like...
So focused on that. But, yeah.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, when I look at legs, I'm not like nice calves. I like the legs. But...
Which bit of the leg?
I
If you
wanna
had
stroke
to
'em. I
divide
wanna
the leg
stroke
up,
a
what's
girl.
your bet?
I don't know. It would make me happy if a girl was lying down on the couch and her legs were on top of me. Like not like no. All right. Picture a
You'd make me
two-person couch.
happy.
Picture a two-person couch.
Sofa.
Each person sitting, and then the girl who's on the left or right turns, so her back is on the armrest bit, and then
Yeah.
her legs are over
Yes.
you like that. I'd just like to. Stroke your
How
girl.
often have you fantasised about this?
No.
Because it sounds pretty... I doubt you've
Never.
just come up with that now. That's
No,
quite...
it's not. It's but I mean, I just like it. I just like the
Right.
idea of it.
Is it something sexual, like she squeezes together and gives you some sort of...
No, it's
Cock
nothing
job.
like that. It's just generally I'd like to have a girl's legs on my legs, and I'd like to just hold them and stroke them a bit.
Alright, moving on.
Bless you for your honesty.
Oh, I love it. It's brilliant.
Moving on. What turns you off?
Men.
Go on.
Stupidity. It's just people that are annoying. I don't know. I can't explain it. Just
So a less than intelligent woman.
yeah, you know the sort.
Yeah, I know this sort. Yeah. What about you, Hobie? What turns you off?
I was gonna say pussy again, but being
Fat.
what's the opposite of brave? Cowardice.
Cowardly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
In
Coward-
women.
I'm not expecting her to like jump in front of bullets or anything, but I mean like every day if she doesn't stand up for herself, or if she, if she just quiet and shy. I mean shy to a point, but no, I'd need my woman, as it were, to have some sort of bravery, morality, stuff like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Say
Okay.
it how it is.
What is your favourite curse word?
Fuck.
You're not much of a
Are they all
swearer.
rude? Yeah. Are they all like?
I like hairy piss flaps. That's what gets me.
hairy
I mean,
piss flaps.
yeah.
That'll do.
Nice. Well, I'm short and simple cunt. Love it.
I was torn between fuck and cunt, but I think I'll go fuck. It's got an F.
See, but I like cunt because you
Ends
can.
with a
Well, I think you can use it in different ways. Like, I mean, obviously with any words you can, but I don't know, like cunt can be in a really aggressive swear word towards someone, or yeah, I'm a cunt, so what? You know, I'm
but
just a
fuck,
cunt.
you know, it's got its normal ones and everything, but then you can use it with cunt.
Yeah.
It magnifies.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
That was the Inside the Actors Studio questions. We'll put a link up on our YouTube account. But yeah, if you want to fill out your answers, then feel free to do so. We're interested to know how you answered them.
Don't give it a lot of thought though.
Yeah, just go for it. You know? Just read the question, bam, answer it. Email them to matchbox@live.com. That was the end of the podcast. If you want to email your views, just send them to matchbox@live.com. Match spelled MACH. Comment on our YouTube, subscribe, do whatever you want. But yeah, see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.